Hey guys, welcome to another video of Nameless Things. So today we're going to take a look at my manga collection. So after our third podcast where we talked about manga and anime, I thought that I should just show off some of the manga that I have in my collection. Now it's not much. I just have a few over here because most of what I read is like digital scans. But these are some mangas that I really enjoyed a lot, and I thought I'd just show them. Before we get further into this video, be sure to hit the like button. You can share this with your friends and you can subscribe to stay tuned for more such videos. So first up we have Spider-Man Fake Red. This is a story and artwork that's done by Yusuke Osawa. I was lucky enough to find this in Chennai when I had gone to EA Mall, and I had seen few pictures and reference arts for the Spider-Man from this manga, but I never knew like which storyline this is from. And actually this storyline is pretty fun and amazing. This is one of the few original stories that was revolving around Spider-Man and his storyline and how his character works, and this is one storyline and variant I wish we get more stories of. So this story basically revolves around a character called You. Let me show his image if I find it here somewhere. You can see, yeah. So this is You. So this is pretty much the main character in this whole story. And don't worry, this is not a variant of Peter Parker. This is like a totally different guy. So this is Spider-Man that exists in his universe, but Spidey goes missing, and You, who's just a typical teenager, finds Spider-Man's costume in a trash bin somewhere, and he just tries it on as a fan, but then later he starts seeing that someone needs to help because there's some danger, and him wearing the dress of Spider-Man, it just gives him some kind of instinct from within or some drive from within to do something, and he does what he can to help. And no, he doesn't have any supernatural abilities. He's just a kid wearing a Spidey costume trying to do what's right, which just sounds so right and just sounds like something that a core Spider-Man would do for sure. Another thing that I should have mentioned is You is a guy who loves rock climbing. He does that a lot in his free time, so that helps him a little bit when it comes to climbing. Obviously, not as much as Spider-Man can, but a little bit that helps. And there's great artwork. Spider-Man in a manga style or an anime style would be great to see. And there's this girl that he likes, but then nothing really materializes because she turns out she likes another girl. But he's just happy to have a friend, and he's basically kind of like a Peter Parker at the beginning. Just socially awkward, an introvert, has a few abilities. No. And this is MJ over here who's looking for Peter. There's also Silk in this, who is searching for Peter, and there's a lot of villains that we see in anime style like Mysterio, and that's so cool to look at. And there's Venom. Oh, that was so awesome. Seeing Venom in manga style is so awesome because that's basically Peter Parker taken over by the symbiote, and it's You who reminds Peter Parker who he is, and then that gives him the strength to fight off the symbiote and get released, which also gives him a badass costume, which we saw over here. Yep. Yep, I really love the sick design. The black costume with raised webbed white lining. This is just awesome. I would love to see more of this action. I really wish this storyline got an anime. It would be so close, so cool to see. But I don't know for whatever reason. After this one volume of 15 issues, they just stopped this run altogether, which is really sad. Because yeah, you can see the Sinister Six over here. This would have been so cool to see, man. Yeah. What do you guys think? Would have loved to see this manga come back or to see an anime of this, this storyline? Let me know in the comments below. Next here I have One Punch Man Volume 1 and Volume 2. This is something I again found in Chennai on a different trip. But seriously guys, if you really want for a good book collection, I would definitely recommend go to Chennai. I don't know what's with that place, but they have an amazing book collection. So you can definitely go there and check it out. So I even though I have watched all the entire two seasons of One Punch Man, I'm not the biggest fan of it. There's nothing bad with it, but just not a big personally big fan of it. But I love the initial stories of One Punch Man with him, meeting him, and then they go find that villain, the scientist in the lair, and then this guy just says that his whole routine is just doing 100 sit-ups, and this guy gets like, what the hell, that's just a regular exercise routine, and he's like, but that's all I did. So it has some fun nice moments with this Saitama being like this super powered dude who has amazing lightning speed, insane strength, and he's one of the most popular anime characters, superhero anime characters. So I enjoyed the first few issues for sure for what it was worth. After that, it didn't catch my interest, but it's still good, and season 3 is going to come out later this year or next year, so let's see how that goes. Then we have Spy Family Volume Number 9. So, those of you who have seen that podcast of me and Neo Comics and Pranay by talking about spy of anime and manga, you would have seen me recommend this series a lot because this is one of my most favorite series, Spy Family. So, if you don't know, this is basically about what happens when an undercover spy, an undercover assassin, decide to be a pretend family, and they raise an adoptive child who is like a telepath, and none of them know the true life of each other except for the child, because she's telepathic, and they live together as a pretend family. And it's really good, trust me, it's really wholesome, really fun. And the manga of this storyline is still ongoing, and it's really fun, it's really very engaging. It's got all the action sequences in moments that matter. It's got a lot of comedy scenes, it's got a lot of wholesome scenes as well. And this particular volume I picked because there's this series where they go on the ship, and there's this whole story going on where Yor, who's the secret assassin, she is going on a assignment to protect this certain client. And then there is Lloyd, who is the spy, who is living as a pretend father trying to take care of his child. And then after the whole thing is over, they go about and have a normal outing like a family, which is very wholesome. And there is like 2 seasons of this that's out in anime, and there's even one movie called Spy Family Code White, which I have watched. They're all good. I think season 3 is also in works. It should come maybe next year or hopefully this year as well. But yeah, this, I'm telling you, this I would definitely recommend this series a lot. Spy Family is really good. All of the characters are wholesome. You will enjoy every single episode, so this is something I would deeply recommend. Coming up next is the Your Name Volume Number 3, the final volume of the series, the movie that got me into seriously watching anime. Makoto Shinkai's Your Name. This is my all-time favorite anime movie, and for me, this is going to be his best work always, because the story, the animation, the music, my god. Radwimps deserves a special shout out for the music they did for this particular movie, because every time I hear that music, it takes me to a weird place. I swear sent me to a very, very weird zone when I saw this movie. Like, I was like extremely disturbed for one week, because that line where they say in the start that they feel there's this hole which they don't know what it's about. They just feel empty. They're going out every day looking for something or someone, but they don't know what they're looking out for. Oh god, they just hit it. I just got hooked on this movie in the first 10 minutes itself. So this is really good. And in the last, oh my god, I was cheering like an idiot, waiting for them to meet. And finally, they did meet. And of course, I would have liked to see an ending where they, get together. But we did see them meet, so that's enough indication that they, get back. And also, Makoto Shinkai confirmed in one of the interviews for Weathering with You that they are all from the same universe, and that Taki and Mitsuha get married. So yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, I would have loved to see it, but it's fine. I don't care. Yeah, so this is that iconic scene. You would have seen this scene where they walk up the staircase and meet each other. This has become like a very popular tourist attraction in Tokyo. A lot of people go up to these stairs, and I think I remember even seeing a reel where one guy proposed to someone at these stairs, making this place all the more iconic and a peak romantic spot. So yeah, this place is beautiful, and this movie is beautiful. I would definitely recommend you watch this one. Going back to the first manga that I have in my collection, so as you can see, this is signed. So this is a free manga that was being handed out during the Bengaluru Comic Con 2023. So at the time, the artist had come to Bangalore to promote their manga, and I got this signed by them. So I think this is my name signed in Japanese. Oh no, not my name, the artist's name signed in Japanese, obviously, because my name is here. And as you can see here, it says 23/11/18 November 2023. So that was the date. That was the first time I attended a Comic Con, so I remember that date a lot. So this is basically about when I forgot this character's name, but she moves to India because her fiance gets a job there, but then she's feeling repressed because of the, how do you say it, old school mentality, where he expects her to do all taking care of the chores at the house and not giving as much importance to her career, just as long as it doesn't get in way of his and the house taking care. So She obviously, that's a very regressive mentality, and she wants to live her own life. And then she meets her, who's a local Indian, who's very free spirited. And I haven't really read the follow up series after that. I should really catch up on this because I think it is a fun series of what will happen when a foreigner comes to India. And of course, to see the Indian inclusion in manga is any day fun. So I should catch up with this series. And the last manga that I have in my collection is Soul Contract chapter number 1. So this is India's first isekai manga. As you can see, the story and artwork is done by Aparna Chaurasia. So this is an isekai manga. Basically, this is about where you're in one body and you travel into a totally different dimension, another world. So this is the lead character, and and at the start of the story, he's contemplating suicide, but then he wakes up in the body of another girl who's like adopted by a very wealthy courtesan, and there's this whole new life and world that he's intrigued by when he's in the other body. There's a lot he has to figure out. What is his relation to that girl, and what happens to his own true journey in his original body? There's a lot that unravels. And actually, chapter 2 and chapter 3 is released from Cosmos. I haven't yet bought it, but I actually have to buy it. But I would definitely recommend this because the story is really interesting, and really the artwork done in this is fantabulous. So I would, if you get the chance, I would definitely recommend you visit their page and get hold of this copy. So that was the video, guys. Let me know what you thought about this in the comment sections below. Let me know which of these mangas you liked, or what is your favorite manga in your collection, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.